Ready, hot!
Well, with the 10-year anniversary of 9/11, do you remember where you were and how you reacted and how it was handled that day here?
Yeah, it was just, remember coming in and I was actually told on the phone, I was talking to a guy that works for Coach Spurrier, who's a good friend of mine, and so I was on the phone with him driving into work, and he told me, he just had a reaction on the phone and told me what had just happened. So I just remember being confused, or and then I got to work and we started following it, and you just like everybody, just empty, just your gut just sinks, and then it's just very strange with the players that afternoon, and what do you do? I remember thinking, gosh, I think we did practice, but it was a lot less emotion in it, and you're kind of going through the motion. And then we found out, a day or two later, well, the games are canceled, and I don't know, just disbelief and sad like everybody.
What are your thoughts on when the games were canceled? What are your recollections of a Saturday in the middle of September with no college football?
That it was absolutely right not to play. For everyone, it was good to have the time to reflect, and also then you appreciate when it is back. This is a big part of our country and what we do. So I think all of that, the reflection was right and good, and then to get back, here in our country, we're gonna do what we do, and we all got back to work, and I think it was good when we did. People were ready for it.
Offenses are always on curves. What does it do for your defense to throw the 50 in there to confuse their offensive linemen and blitzes and where they may come from? What kind of weapon is that for defense?
Oh, if you're playing it well, it's good. If you're not playing it very well, it's like putting any other bad defense out there. It doesn't work real well. So, for us, that's the case, and it's been hard for us, now with Travis not there and Jeremy Beal gone, it just hasn't worked. But, somewhere down the line, hopefully, we can get it back.
You sprinkled a little bit in Saturday, though, didn't you?
Oh, we always have done that on long yardage, where we get wide, and we've done that for many, many years on just long yardage situations.
When you got up fairly big against Tulsa, how vanilla did you guys try to get defensively for the rest of the game?
Oh, I don't know. We just kept calling the plays we had scheduled to call. We didn't change much.
Bob, a lot of people ask about Roy Finch and how much he played. Do you see him being a bigger and bigger part of this offense
Sure.
as you go forward?
Sure. Yeah, we love Roy, so he'll continue to get more and more snaps.
Bob, you talked about how Florida State got a lot better at the end of last season. What did they do at the end of last season that wasn't happening early? When they were here, you handled them so easily. What happened to them that they got better?
Well, I think what was obvious, just their execution, and particularly on defense, you just saw guys that you could playing faster, playing more sure of yourself, playing more confidently, executing better. When usually all happens the more and more comfortable you are in a system and what you're doing, and as the year went, you could tell they got more and more comfortable with what the coaches were asking them to do, and really on both sides of the ball, and so there you see better play and better execution.
Did you see that coming at all last year? How easily you handled them before the game?
No.
What have you heard about Travis's progression with his foot? Is he on schedule?
Yeah, that it's going well, but whatever that means doesn't mean a whole lot. So
When is he specifically going to have it looked at?
next week. So if they say something next week, then I'll have something to say. But there's nothing to talk about. He went from a cast to a boot, but he's still walking around. The boot's just like a cast, and that's only so that they can give it treatment. A cast you can't obviously take off.
You
talked a lot about Florida State getting better. Can you talk about now facing a different quarterback and just what he brings to the table?
Well, yeah, E.J. Manuel, yeah, he's, you know, is an excellent athlete, but as you watching him the other day, you know, still throws the ball really well, big guy, runs well. So, you know, they've got some quarterback run game with him. So he gives them a little different dimension that way. So, you know, but not uncommon anymore in college football. You know, the quarterbacks and run game are, you know, I think that's probably more common than it isn't anymore. So, you know, we'll look at different ways to try and protect against them.
You had two new safeties in the game for the most part. How did they play on Saturday?
They did okay. You know, obviously Javon had a few, you know, had the big plays, but he's had a good camp, and he had some other really good plays, tackled well, so he can. Those aren't hard to correct, and I believe he will. And Aaron played well. He was in good shape, made some good tackles, and he played like you want him to play.
You said earlier that if you knew then what you know now about Mark, that has he done some things to kind of expand on what you and Mike have developed over the years defensively, or is he still kind of rooted in the principles that you guys?
He's very much in the same principles of that Mike and I and our teams use, very much so, and it'll be good to get this game behind us and start talking again and sharing ideas again.
Was it different this summer than it has been in all summers past? Or?
Not really. In the summer, we're with families and we've been with each other, and no one talks football when we're doing that. But out of season, springs, winters, when we are sharing ideas, you know, that's been a little bit different not being able to.
He can come visit you guys then after that, or
Oh yeah.
during spring and stuff.
Come next Monday after we play, if he wants.
Does that
In fact, we'll talk then and share ideas on how you know what you looked at or what you could have done better. And
Does that help in preparation, knowing that you playing against somebody who kind of thinks like you? When you're trying
I don't think it matters, because I say this all the time. We dissect the tape so much; it's right there. You know what they like to do on third downs, what they like to do on third and short, what they like to do. You know, after a big play, you can see it all. So it's kind of hard to hide what your personality is when it's right there on tape.
Bob, can you talk about the upside of Lane Johnson? Because we have a radio cohort that seemed to think that it was kind of exaggerated that a guy could gain 20, 30,
His
40
name is
pounds.
Jim Traber, by the way. Go ahead.
and no, that he could run a 4.6 and then only a 4.7 when he got bigger. And just wonder
I
what
bet
his true
I'm-
upside is.
Oh, it's great. I mean, he's a legitimate 4.7 guy, and I think he might be faster than that. But you know, he was, you know, he's big. I mean, the guy's all of 6'6", and he's weighing 305. And I told you, I mean, he was starving himself to stay at 275 and to play D end. And so once he was turned loose to eat again, he didn't take him long. You know, when you got that big a frame.
You know, you recruited him late. He was a quarterback. How did you discover him?
Just that he was a big, you know, I love those big, long guys that can do so many things, and so we had a scholarship left, and he had come in to visit with his dad, and we had watched him, and so we just thought we could work him into a tight end, and then, you know, then we experimented with him at D end, and when we realized, you know, when Jarvis got hurt, we were so thin at tackle, you know, we remembered, hey, Lane was playing tight end already, so he was familiar with the offense. Wonder how, and I asked Smitty, I said, do you think he could be a tackle? He goes, well, right now he's 275 and he's got about 5% body fat. So with a 6'6" frame, it doesn't take you long to calculate a few more cheeseburgers. He can be there in a minute. So.
Do you like Chris Chester?
But it only works if he has a good attitude about it. So we never move a guy without, you know, visiting with them that, hey, you know, this is what we see here. Are you know, how do you want to try it? Are you excited about it? And then the more he thought about it, he got excited about it. And then it works, because now he sees the potential, and I think it's going to be really great for him.
You had a strange formation out there on Saturday with some linemen split way out. Is that the
Yeah,
the
we
Mike
were just
Leach
in remembrance
Josh
of
Heupel?
Mike Leach, the ninja. Although, what people don't realize, that the ninja came from Steve Spurrier Jr. brought that. So Mike got credit for it, but that was Bubba's creation because we used to do it at Florida. But anyway, a long story short, we just threw it out there and ended up getting one-on-one with Ryan back there and worked out okay.
I think the announcers were saying last night that originated at Mississippi Valley State with Jerry Rice.
I wouldn't doubt that. Could have.
Not last night, last night, Monday night. I was watching the replay of your game. They were saying it was your game.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Spurrier stole it from somebody. So we all steal from someone.
You talk about, you'll be able to talk to Mark after the game. What did you and Mark talk about in the day or two after last year's game? Football-wise.
Oh, just conferred on some, I'm not going to say. Best way of saying it.
Dominic Whaley apparently, or not apparently, but he said that he didn't go to summer camps, and he believes that may have been a part of how he wasn't recruited or wasn't on the radar. Does that seem like it could be accurate? And also, do some guys just, their rate of improvement accelerates at the point it does, and sometimes they're in their 20s when it happens. So
I think that's very fair to say. I was just going to say that, that I saw both instances are probably are fair to say maybe why this has happened to him, that he didn't get enough exposure young. And then the other is that maybe he's just matured later, and now he's got it figured out. And I said since he's been here in 2 years, he's gained 20 pounds. So he looks physically, he didn't look like that 2 springs ago when I saw him. Now you see him, and he's got a 40-inch vertical jump. He's a low 4.4 guy. He's strong, and so he's developed here in the last couple of years, and I'm sure he would give a lot of he's worked hard and give a lot to Coach Schmidt and his staff for helping him develop that way.
Do you think a light also, I don't know if we're talking about him in particular or not, but a light goes on internally beyond, the physical things that.
That's fair
all
to
of a sudden
say
the
too.
game
Guys
slows
figure it
down?
out, yeah. That happens actually a lot, where guys mentally figure it out in their second, third year, and now, or even competitively. All of a sudden they step up and now they get it.
What's Jarvis Jones?
He looked good, he had a helmet on yesterday and shoulder pads, not going in any, but working out individually, going through drills, and so he's making good progress. Again, don't expect him back next week though.
Bob, will you use the bye week to watch other teams on television, maybe watch some NFL, or will you try to get away from the game, go to the zoo with the kids or something like that?
Oh, I'll be, Saturday I'll be watching the games like everybody. So, we'll get our work done here through the week, and Saturday I'll watch games like everyone else will, and try and throw a hot dog on the grill.
Bob, you got to feel it all for Jordan Phillips. Have you been able to get him to do much in practice with him coming in so late?
Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of conditioning yet to do, and so he's behind what you would expect. So there's a lot of catching up, but he's got a good attitude about it. He's a big, strong guy. Here's a guy, he went out to players because players know he can do this. 6'6", 318. He walks out to practice first day with his helmet and cleats on, and the players talked him into doing it. He does a standing backflip. It's pretty impressive now. That's a big guy. Get out of the way when those feet go up in the air. But so tells you how athletic he is. So he just got a lot of catching up to do, but wonderful young guy that'll be working hard. And
Is this a good week for him?
yeah, of course. But there's a lot of catching up to do. Okay.